Hi, this is Kimberly Reddington from Serious Women. As a marketing coach, I find that I'm always giving out a lot of how-to information. How to take your marketing strategies that you're already using and how to make them more effective so that you see better results with them. A lot of times that's what people want to give, what the information that people want me to give them. But sometimes it's the mindset that's really getting in the way. A lot of times people know what they need to do, but they're not doing it. And they say they need accountability. But I always ask, well, why do you need that accountability? What's causing you to not do what you need to do and what you know you need to do? There's all different kinds of roadblocks that can get in the way of our success when we're growing a business. And sometimes those roadblocks are obvious things, like we have young children that we're taking care of and they're taking up a lot of our time. But other times, there's an underlying fear that's getting in the way of our success. A lot of people understand the fear of failure, but do you also understand the fear of success? The fear of success can get in our way much more than the fear of failure. I want to give you an example. And this example comes from my own personal experience, something that I've recently gone through. Last spring, I was trying to put together this WordPress workshop. I wanted to be able to show people how to start from nothing and install WordPress, get it running, customize it, and bring their WordPress website and blog to a place where it's great looking, professional, and they all do it on their own and they know how to maintain it and everything. Instead of having to pay a web designer to make all your changes and designs for your website. And I know there's a need for this kind of training out there. I know there's a demand for that because there's people all over the place struggling to put up a WordPress blog. But even though I knew this was a need and a demand, and I know the skills on how to get this going, I was struggling with putting it together. And I kept putting it off and saying, oh, I got to do this first, and I got to do that first, and then the summer came, and oh, I want to spend time with my kids, and I just kept putting it off. And one day I sat down with myself and I said, Kim, what are you doing? I'm not somebody who usually procrastinates on things. I'm usually motivated. Once I get an idea, I move ahead forward. So I knew something was up with this particular program that I was putting together. And when I really thought about it, I realized that I was afraid of it being so successful that I would get too many people in my group workshop that I wouldn't be able to handle all of the issues that came up. Because one of the things with my training is that I really wanted to be able to address everyone's technical issues and help them work through errors that they were getting and certain things that they couldn't figure out. After all, that's what the whole workshop was created for. And I felt that if I got too many people to sign up for the program, that I wouldn't be able to handle all of the issues that were coming up. And I didn't really know, well, how many is too many? I didn't even know what that would be because I wasn't sure exactly all the different things that people would have problems with. And, so when I really realized that, I decided that what I needed to do was scale down. I decided that I really needed to hold this workshop for just a small number of people. For example, 1. So I decided to hold a couple private workshop trainings for people. And I called them my guinea pigs. And I was able to look at them and see what were they struggling with, what parts of my outline that I put together isn't clicking for them, and how do I need to rephrase things so that they understand, and what issues did they come up with so they can mark those down and really know how to solve those issues and have it be so that if 20 people in my workshop had these issues, I wouldn't be dealing with them on a one-to-one basis. And then from 1, I moved to a group workshop where I just had 3 people signed up. And so I could get an idea of what it was like to do this in a group. And I actually held the group in my house. So it was local, so I was really getting a good feel for what people were doing and things. But I would have to say that by doing this, I didn't just overcome my fears of doing this program. I actually minimized the fears. I had told myself, I have this fear. What can I do about it? And I found a plan that worked in a way that I was able to eliminate my fears and start slowly. I was taking baby steps. I took one step at a time. And sometimes that's what we do. We tend to just jump right into things full force and say, hey, this is going to be awesome and we're going to make tons of money in like the next 30 days. That's not always the right thing to do. Sometimes we need to take a step back and take baby steps and not think about, how much can we possibly do in 30 days, but how can we do this in a way that we're going to grow and we're going to eliminate our fears? Because if we don't eliminate those fears, we're still going to be blocking ourselves from growing. So the baby steps are actually going to help you grow faster than if you don't take any action at all. And this is Kim Reddington, and I am dedicated to your success.